show. We're here with John Cullen. John is, we don't see him a lot because he's a traveling comic. Welcome to the show, Mr. Cullen.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. Pleasure to be here.
Now, John is self-described, I believe, as a modern-day Renaissance man.
Wow,
Yeah, he brings a vast experience of all sorts of talents. I want to get into the musical stuff. You're a school teacher, you're a drummer.
Yeah.
You have a lot going on. How did you get into stand-up?
That's a good question. My uncle is a professional comedian. He has been for like 23 years. So I got into stand-up like when he was getting really big at stand-up comedy. I was a teenager, so pretty impressionable. So I watched a lot of comedy on TV and kind of liked it. And then being a teacher, as you said, I'm on summer break every year, so I get really bored. So one summer I just decided to try stand-up, and 7 years later, here we are.
Right. Now, I was going to ask you about that because it has been 7 years.
Yeah.
And in that time, you've managed to do live shows for Just for Laughs, both in Montreal, including a recent taping in Halifax. So please don't tell me that you were genius from the beginning. How did all this unfold?
Well, I have been a genius from the beginning. You actually nailed it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I guess being a teacher, I think, helped a lot. Like, I always explain it like I'm a substitute teacher, so every day I'm in front of...
Up for Prime Minister, then.
Yes, exactly. I'm hoping so, yeah. Give me another 10 years or so. But yeah, I always felt like every day I'm in front of a group of people that want me to fail. So when you do comedy, you're in front of a group of people that theoretically want you to succeed. So I think just like being comfortable being in front of a group kind of helped me progress maybe a little faster than I would have otherwise. And then I think just like my family being so funny and being around my uncle and stuff, I think that helped a lot, and he helped me a lot in the early going. And so yeah, that kind of helped me get going, I guess. Yeah.
That's so cool. I've seen John many times, and he has one of those very professional nuances with tremendous cadence, and I can tell by just talking with you that it's very normal. You're very lucky.
Oh, thanks.
But you have so many great observations, John. You just touched a little bit on them. Did you pick up any insights from your uncle, and would you like to give him a shout out?
Sure. Yeah, thank you for all the compliments, by the way. This is the best interview I've ever done. Just keep it coming. Just tell me more about how great I am. My uncle's name is Chris Quigley. He's a great guy, and I don't really think I picked up any observations from him. We're actually super different comedians. He's like a one-liner comedian. He's kind of got that sort of stoner humor about him, and I'm just a teetotaler, Scott. I don't partake in the marijuana smoking, so I'm just like a good boy who's just trying his best. That's all.
John, thanks so much for doing this. We look forward to seeing you on TV and live. You got to get out to live shows, people. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be right back after this break. Cheers.
Yeah, I'm a high school teacher. I've been teaching high school for 8 years now, and I've been trying to get a policy instituted. They won't let me do it, but I think it would be great. You guys can see if you agree with me or not. I think every teacher, every year, should just get 5 F-bombs. Yeah. Thank you. I agree. 'Cause I don't know how many of you have been around teenagers recently, but some of them just need to hear, hey, shut your fucking mouth. They do. They need to hear that. And I think it would be effective, because it'd be someone in a position of authority using that word. They would get the gravity of that. They would also know that they did something bad enough that you burned one of your 5 on them, right? You're like, hey, shut the fuck up. They're like, oh my God, it's September 10th. Mr. Cullen is pissed. He's dipping into the well early. I think it'd be great too if you could bank them like sick days. Yeah, like if you could somehow make it to June having saved all 5 of them, then you could trade them in for a slap. Pro-child beating crowd in here tonight. That's nice. That's good. Because I think that would be great. That would be such a good last day of school. That would be amazing. Because the kids wouldn't even know. They wouldn't have even known that you saved up all 5. They just come into the class like, bye, Mr. Cullen, have a good summer. School's out. Like, that just starts playing for some reason. Like, where did that come from? That's amazing. Oh, man, you got to do some weird shit, though. You got to do some weird shit when you're a high school teacher that you don't think about. When you're going through teachers college, you don't think about the weird shit. You just think about being in front of the class. You don't think about the weird stuff. You also got to do I got to supervise high school dances.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's not for me. That's not for anyone, really. I'm 31 and a man. Shouldn't be there. I shouldn't. It's not correct at all. So when you think about that, at the end of the day, a high school dance, right? That's just a room full of teenagers making out. And I'm just there. It's not correct at all. Like if you put that in a different context, like if I was in a room with two teenagers making out, and that room was a basement, I'm going to jail. But for some reason, if that room is a cafeteria flimsily decorated to look like a jungle, I get time and a half. Thank you.